Hi everyone, welcome to Quantsapp and welcome back to yet another video. Are you an intraday trader? Then this video is for you. In this video, we will learn 8 different hacks or 8 different tricks, what you can call it, to trade options intraday in much more better way. The best part about intraday which I like is you can go ahead and act on something, right? If you see that something is going against you, if your stop loss is getting it, or if your stop loss is jumped for that matter. But the best part about intraday is that you don't bear a gap up or gap down risk. So whatever your position is, you will not have a gap up or gap down risk. If something is going against you, you can obviously fix that. And also the best part is, as I said, you can act on something. Let's say if your position is going completely against you, the forecast that you made is going completely wrong, you can act on it, right? You do not have to wait for the next day to square off or exit your position. So let's start. Okay. So to start off with, and this is something which I have covered in many of the videos and I have said it a lot of times, that whenever you are trading options intraday, right? Specifically if you are trading direction, but still don't forget the trend which the instrument follows, right? So the first thing that you should keep in mind, even you an intraday trader, you should be with the trend. Okay, so by this what I mean is, so if you just go to Builder and if you just go to Future OIS, so this is Nifty. So what's happening in Nifty is, so the red color bars are showing you short build-ups, the yellows are showing you short closings, and the greens are showing you longs, and the blues are showing you long unwindings. So net, what the idea is that if I'm seeing a lot of greens coming in the system, right, that means the market is clearly trending upwards. The moment I see for short build-up, right, that is the time which I should be cautious of my long, right? This short does not tell you you will go short on Nifty straight away. You will go ahead and go about going shorts. But the idea is at least the existing longs, the existing profit that you have made from 18 to 86. Okay, if you want to, you can move this, but the existing profit that you have made from 18 to 86 to the level of 18,670. It is the time to book it, right? This short tells you that. But now we are concerned more of intraday trading. So now how we go ahead and tackle this issue? So now if I'm seeing that Nifty, looking at this entire data, it shows a lot of shorts getting accumulated in it. So, more often is the chance that if you are going long specifically on intraday, that tells you you should go long with few quantities, right? You can go long intraday, that is fine, but I'm saying the quantities that you trade in, right? The confidence of going long, right? Looking at this, a lot of shorts, it decreases somewhere or the other, right? So what the trick would be, let's say you find an high convincing opportunity on intraday to go long on Nifty. But now you know that the trend is not clearly poised on the long side. So what you would do in such type of scenario? The idea is very simple. You go long with tight stop losses, the quantities, let's say you take trades on 10 lots generally, you would take trades on, let's say, 5 lots, right? So you will go ahead and take, I'm not saying that you will not participate because obviously it is an intraday trade, you can still go ahead and do it. But the thing is, you will not go ahead with, a lot of confidence. This thing will not encourage you to go, gun go on long. It will not encourage you to go aggressively long if you are seeing a lot of short build-ups, right? Other thing is Banknifty. You can obviously do this. Now this thing will encourage you, right? A lot of greens, long and long unwinding. What happened? Long profit booking, long profit booking, long profit booking. And again the system continues. So whenever you see something like this will this will give you more conviction, right? It will give you more conviction to go long, right, on Bank Nifty, right? When to go long, how to find out an idea is something that we will understand in the next step, right? So how to find out an idea. So you can do it on stocks as well, it will work the same. So there was one stock which is PFC, which is amongst the top gainers today. So just look at this, right? It will encourage a lot of confidence in you if you are trading in PFC, be it intraday, be it positional. So the idea is not just to look at trend, right? The trend is something what I want to train my brain, but the next step would be how to go ahead and sharpen the entries and exits, how to identify the ideas. So how we will do it is, so first thing, what you can use is, you can use this chart, right? And out here, you can use, plain vanilla standard pivot and you can find out reversals happening on the chart. Okay, so let's say I'm searching for a, so let me just erase this as of now. Okay, let's say I am plotting pivot. Okay, on a 5 minute chart typically is where you plot a standard pivot. Okay, standard pivot, no changes made. A standard one is something what you will follow. So now, if you remember, we did some analysis on PFC, which show the typical long unwinding cycle, a lot of longs getting added on PFC. Now, how you can trade with this? The first way is the moment it breaks out this resistance, right? The R1, the moment it is taken out, this is the time where you can try to participate, right? And this is where typically your target will be. So this is one of the ways. Another way of doing this is, you can wait for a dip to happen in PFC, right? You can wait for a dip to happen in PFC. And the moment it reverses, so you should wait for a reversal to happen. And you all know that how a reversal will look like. So you should basically wait for a reversal to happen, and then again from the lower levels, you can try to find out an opportunity. Coming to Nifty, Bank Nifty, right? So simple, plain vanilla pivots is something what we are talking about. No complex things done over there. Okay. So now let's say Nifty. So in Nifty, typically what the trade would be, it has full of shorts, right? Full of shorts. So, first thing is going long will not encourage you, right? Long is something which will not be really encouraging, but this is the level 18,325, whenever market comes around this level and it shows some reversal signs from there. That is the time again you can try to, go short on Nifty. Coming to Bank Nifty. I will tell you, how you can go ahead and easily optimize this, how you can do that. Even that is something what you will learn. So see, this is all. This is what I was talking about. Let's say this was the level from where the market took support exactly, at this pivot. So, this is where typically if you get market somewhere around this level, this is where your buying zone would be. But obviously, you will not participate at this very tick. What you will do is you will wait for a reversal to happen. So if it reverses, exact same level where you participated, right? So this level, this pivot, this exactly will act like your stop loss, and then you can close your trade. Similarly, the target would be this. So you can use this pivot as your targets and stop loss, the base, the key levels, and this is where you should check if the market rebounds from there. Another analytics on top of this would be, you can see, the buyer initiated quantity and seller initiated quantity, which shows you how much quantities the buyers are buying it on the ask price, right? And how much sellers are selling it on the bid. What is this thing for? This thing is to sharpen your trades, and we have a lot of videos on this, so I will not cover this a lot of, very much in detail. But to explain it very quickly, what does this thing tell you? This thing tells you one simple thing, that aggressive sell-off happened, right? But where the sell-off happened? Directly on the bid price. This green spike tells you aggressive buying happened. Where it happened? It happened exactly on the ask price. So now what you need to do? You need to check. Let's say I'm showing you to use this in combination. You can use it individually as well, like independently the order book thing. But this thing will give you very fast moves. So now see, this pivot, it showed you some kind of reversal, some kind of resistance the market is taking over here. And exactly at this very point, you see that a lot of sell-off. There was 17,000 quantities sold directly on the bid, and just 5,000 roughly quantities bought on the ask. So, this is typically where, you can consider stopping out if you are planning a sell trade over here. And this is typically where your target is, right? So roughly around 43, 530 से लेकर के 43, 350 is the download that you would have got. So now the idea is, but again, the trend that you saw of Bank Nifty, which was positive, right? So even if you I'm not saying that in intraday trade only, if the trend is positive only, then you will take a trade, but the conviction would be less, right? And you might participate with lesser quantities. So this is how you can do it. And again, so now if you see it reversing, and on that reversal, what has happened? Aggressive buying has happened in Bank Nifty. So if the trend is positive, it is taking a support, it is taking a reversal, and aggressive buying is happening on the ask price. Again, you can use this three things in combination. So other than that, you can use, save it by pressing Ctrl S or tapping out on this save panel out here. And, so this is the save panel what you should click on if you want to save this layout, so that you don't need to do this process again and again. So the third thing is Second thing is a pivot. Typically, you will use the pivot on a 5 minute chart on intraday, right? Third thing is you can use order book data along with this. Other than that, there are few more techniques what you can use, not necessarily in sync, right? Not necessarily in sync, but you can use those independently. So one of them is options breakout, right? The OI breakout. So what you need to do is, so I have explained this a lot of times. So the highest call strike will act like a resistance and the highest put strike will act like a support. So what the idea is that whenever the stock gives a breakout above this, and the moment call writers start to unwind, right? So this is the time you catch the stock, wherein you might get a good move on the intraday current, because all these call writers, they will get trapped and they will go ahead and cover their positions. There would be a short covering happening on call, due to which there might be an up. So this is the thing what you need to catch, and how you would catch it is, so there is a tool named as triggers in Quantsapp. So this what this thing will do, it will help you in finding out all those stocks where a big move might get triggered, right? So call difference. So what? So let me just explain you this tool quickly. So what it is showing you, where the highest call strike is placed, right? What the stock is, and of that stock where the highest put strike is. Okay. And then it will also show you its call difference. So what is call difference? How far the stock is, right, from its highest call. How far the futures price is uh, from its highest call strike. It is shown to you by call difference. So what does this thing tell? AB Capital's futures price is 154.25. Its highest call is 160 strike price call option, and the difference between the highest call and the future price is 3.7%. But what we want is, we want the stock which is trading, in the vicinity of the highest call and call writers to unwind. That is the simple trade setup that we need to find. So if I just click on call difference, so we will get to see that. So it is sorted automatically in the ascending order. The lowest call difference will be appearing on the first. So negative means that already a breakout has happened. It is already trading above the highest call. So that is not where the area of interest is. But the area of interest is somewhere over, in Zydus life, wherein it has breaked out its highest call and the OI has started to unwind. Persistent, but in persistent, it is trading above the highest call. But in persistent, the problem is that the OI is not unwinding. The moment you see OI unwinding, then most probably, right, there is a possibility that persistent may 4,000 call writers might get trapped. So the other thing is OI breakout, right? How you can find it out is, you can use the tool of triggers to find out such moves. Okay, so very simple. Now coming to the fifth point. Now let's come to managing our trade. Right? Let's come to managing our trade, and specifically when you know when the theta it starts to decay at a faster pace. So now the idea is that sometimes what would happen is, so let me just draw it for us. So there would be an instance. So let's say this is the green line what I'm drawing is my spot, my future price. Let's say this is how it is moving, right? And the red line what I'm drawing is my option price. But this is how it is moving. And let's say the theta decay is fast. So there is a high possibility that this is how the option price might move. You would observe it on the expiry days specifically. You can observe it on monthly expiries. So this is how typically it will move. So if you just observe this, right? If you just observe this, then you would say that okay, your stop loss is not triggered. You would be having a sweet time out there. But the thing is, the option, right? The option, it might have hit your stop loss. So don't just consider setting stop losses only on the underlying price. Yes, on the underlying price, it is very important, 100%, but never ignore to set a stop loss, right, on the option premium as well, right? So one of the ways of doing it is, you can go to alerts, right, and just set an alert. Let's say you are going long on PFC and you want to set an alert, right? Let's say 157 ka call option you are buying it and current value is 4.5. Let's say you have participated for an example and you want an alert whenever this value goes above 5, right? So that you can set an alert, and application will keep you notified on Quantsapp mobile app and as well as Telegram, right? So set a stop loss on option as well. Okay, so now how will you do it if you are trading, having a focus on the underlying? Typically, you can watch out for delta. So if the option, let's say if the Banknifty's movement is 100 points, and ATM option will typically move somewhere around 50 rupees 50, right? 50 rupees ke aaspas, 50, 60 rupees. So you can gauge an estimate, right? And the idea is to at least be cautious apart from, just not considering anything. Another thing on intraday level, what you can do is you can use the same benefit of the theta what is teaching. So let's say the theta, it decays very, very fast on the expiry date. We all know that. So again, to repeat, let's say this green line is the underlying price. This is how it is moving. Now, for expiry day, what would happen is the theta would decay very, very fast. And this is how the call premium will behave, and this is how the put premium will behave if the instrument remains sideways. The reason being the theta is decaying at a faster pace. So to capitalize on this, what you can do is on expiry day, right? One of the favorite strategy of option traders is to sell options, right? And it is again an intraday strategy which will not affect you a lot. So you can consider writing options even on expiry day, but with a hedge, do it with a proper risk management. We have covered a lot of videos on that, but do it with a proper risk management. That is the entire idea. So, expiry day writing, but do it with hedges. If not risk management, go ahead with hedges, right? Buy OTM covers, right? So which sums it up the entire thing, wherein you just don't go ahead and write randomly call and put options, because the problem with that would be you might end up losing a big thing. So keep it hedged. It will take some cost from your strategy, but which is okay, right? Last thing is, or the second last thing is partial profits. So this point I had to cover it earlier, but don't miss this to book your partial profits time to time. So wherever you see a juncture coming in, let's say the bank nifty is approaching its pivot, right? So just a random example. Okay. So let's say this is where you participated in PFC. So see, brilliant example. Pivot getting broken, aggressive buying happening on the ask price. This is where you initiated that trade. So don't wait for this exact level, right? Don't wait for this exact level to get triggered and only then you will exit. Even before that, somewhere if you get a swift entry, right? Let's say 75% of this target is achieved, right? Even at that point you can consider booking at least your partial profit, right? Book your partial profits and then just revise your trade, revise your stop loss to the entry that you have made, right? So booking partial profits is also important even in intraday trading. So it is very simple. Whenever you see that, let's say this is the target, and if this is where the market has reached, start booking partial profits and move your cost, right? Move your stop loss to the cost or even higher than the cost. So in the long run, net you will see that okay, a lot of trades which are going in your favor, they are ending up making you a good chart. And the last thing is bid ask spread. So not a lot to explain about it, but still yet a lot of traders they jump in the move despite looking at bid ask spread. So don't let bid ask spreads take a big chunk away from you. Let it go if the move goes, that is still okay. But don't pay a very big bid ask spread. If you see a very big bid ask spread, that is the time, let that trade go away, find something else from the market. And liquidity finder is the tool in the app which will help you in finding out which are the stocks which are decently liquid, right? The stocks with the highest rating, those will have decent liquidity. Something like About India is not you would like to trade because it is really, really illiquid. So yes, folks, that was it from my side, and this is your checklist, and these are 8 tricks, 8 hacks, whatever you call it, to trade options intraday in a much more better and a systematic way. Bye bye. Thank you. Take care and be a data-driven trader. And keep your comments coming in with whatever type of videos you want us to record on.